Welcome to Philosophy Insights, where we dive into the great ideas of philosophy to illuminate our modern lives. Today, we explore the age-old quest for happiness. It's a subject that has fascinated thinkers from Epicurus to John Stuart Mill. What is happiness? Is it the pursuit of pleasure, as the ancient hedonists suggest? And more importantly, how can one truly achieve it? Join me on this philosophical journey as we examine key insights and timeless wisdom on living a fulfilling life. Happiness has been a central pursuit of human life since time immemorial. Philosophers have debated whether true happiness comes from external goods, relationships, or an inner state of contentment. One influential approach is hedonism, which suggests that pleasure is the highest good. But what exactly does that mean? Is it about indulging in sensory pleasures, or is there something deeper behind the concept? The ancient Greek tradition provides some of the earliest answers. Two prominent figures, Aristippus and Epicurus, offered contrasting views on pleasure. Aristippus, a disciple of Socrates, advocated for immediate sensory gratification, arguing that one should live in the moment and enjoy the pleasures of life without restraint. In contrast, Epicurus presented a more nuanced view, emphasizing not just momentary pleasure, but a long-term balance of simple, sustainable joys. Let's begin with Epicurus. Often misunderstood as promoting indulgence, Epicurus actually argued that the path to happiness lies in attaining a state of tranquility and freedom from fear. In his letter to Menocius, he famously wrote that pleasure is the beginning and end of a happy life, but not in the sense of wild excess. Instead, he meant that simple pleasures, such as friendship, reflection, and modest living, are key to achieving ataraxia, or peace of mind. Epicurus believed that the pursuit of pleasure must be guided by reason. He warned against overindulgence, noting that many temporary pleasures often lead to pain and disturbance later on. In this light, he distinguished between kinetic pleasures, those involving active experiences, and katastematic pleasures, which are the static pleasures of contentment and absence of pain. His emphasis on moderation reminds us that the key to sustainable happiness is balance. Epicurus believed that the pursuit of pleasure must be guided by reason. He warned against overindulgence, noting that many temporary pleasures often lead to pain and disturbance later on. In this light, he distinguished between kinetic pleasures, those involving active experiences, and katastematic pleasures, which are the static pleasures of contentment and absence of pain. His emphasis on moderation reminds us that the key to sustainable happiness is balance. Epicurus's philosophy also encourages us to confront our fears, particularly the fear of death. By understanding that death is simply the end of sensation, he argued, we can free ourselves from one of the greatest obstacles to a peaceful life. This radical perspective invites us to reframe our understanding of life and to appreciate the fleeting yet precious moments we have. In contrast, Aristippus of Cyrene championed the idea that the good life is all about enjoying immediate pleasures. For Aristippus, life's value was measured by the intensity of pleasure experienced in the moment. His approach has been summarized in his famous saying, "Pleasure is the ultimate goal," encouraging people to seize opportunities for enjoyment as they arise. However, while Aristippus celebrated the richness of sensory experience, his ideas have been critiqued for potentially leading to short-sighted decisions. The challenge lies in finding a middle ground, a balance between enjoying the moment and considering long-term consequences. This tension between immediate gratification and lasting fulfillment is still a central debate in modern discussions about happiness. Moving forward in history, the Enlightenment brought new interpretations of hedonism, particularly through the lens of utilitarianism. Philosophers like Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill built upon hedonistic principles, arguing that actions should be judged by the amount of pleasure or happiness they produce for the greatest number of people. Bentham's famous felicific calculus was an early attempt to measure pleasure and pain, providing a framework for decision-making that prioritized overall well-being. John Stuart Mill refined this idea by distinguishing between higher and lower pleasures. He argued that intellectual and moral pleasures, what he considered higher pleasures, are more valuable than mere physical satisfaction. While ancient and modern philosophers provide rich frameworks for understanding happiness, one key takeaway is that happiness is not a destination. It's a journey, a way of life. Rather than a constant state of bliss, happiness is often found in the process of living well. This involves cultivating virtues, engaging in meaningful work, and fostering relationships that nourish our souls. Aristotle, though not a hedonist in the strict sense, introduced the concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or living well. For Aristotle, happiness results from living a life of virtue, a life where one acts in accordance with reason and fulfills their potential. This holistic view of happiness includes both the pleasures of life and the satisfaction derived from personal growth and ethical living. As we wrap up our exploration of happiness through the lens of different philosophical traditions, it's clear that the pursuit of a fulfilling and happy life is a journey shared by all humanity. Whether it's through the balance of Epicurus, the immediate pleasures of Aristippus, or the virtuous life of Aristotle, each perspective offers valuable insights into what it means to live well. If you like what you've seen, hit the like and subscribe button. This is a new channel focused on your well-being and the teaching of philosophical topics. Join us as we continue to delve deeper into the wisdom of the ages and uncover the secrets to a happier, more meaningful life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.